Aloha, everyone, from beautiful Dublin, Ireland. I am presently at a lovely park right by city center, and it's a gorgeous morning. I've been up quite early this morning. Hello, Jane. Hello, Valerie. Welcome, welcome. And today I will be talking about Jung and the unconscious mind. I even have notes in my little notebook that I brought here. I also came to this park to kind of decompress. I had an appointment. It's in black and white. I don't. Okay, well, as long as you can still hear me, then color is irrelevant. I will be coloring the content of this video with everything that I'll be sharing with you today. But thank you for letting me know, Jane. And any other technical difficulties, please write them in the comments below. This is kind of, here, bear with me for one moment. This is kind of what you do when you're just on the fly, but you have a beautiful backdrop to post a video. So how was everyone's New Year's, by the way? I spoke with Valerie, and she is always an optimist, and I appreciate having her in my corner. I appreciate all the New Year's wishes I got on the day of, and it was a full moon last night. I think some of what I experienced this morning is a result of that. I had to go to a technical thing to handle one of the daily issues of just living in a different country. And I got nothing but attitude this morning, which is totally fine because I continually remind myself that what somebody has to say about me or somebody's approach to me has nothing to do with me. So it's amazing how that I can tell myself that, but I didn't necessarily experience the tranquility of just letting things go right away. It took practice. And the more people have attitude with you, the more that's an opportunity to practice letting go and just allowing yourself to be in the right place. Besides, whatever does not work out for you is somehow working for you, always. And I know that because I've had so much practice that this individual who was projecting their angst onto me, I was able to leave that behind, wish them a good day, and move forward. And now I'm in this beautiful park talking to all of you. So, does anybody have any, anything that happened with them that you found yourself exercising patience in? Jane says, it's okay, I think I need coffee. It may just be foggy there. Sorry to interrupt. No problem whatsoever, Jane. Coffee usually clears up the fog in any situation. And yeah, you're probably right. There's plenty of green back here, but yeah, it's Ireland, so you're not going to get a lot of sunshine. Although you would never think by looking at that. Wow, that's amazing. A person was probably still hungover and back to work. Happy day to all. Hey, thank you, Tina, for your comment. And yeah, I had not considered that. I guess I'd be a little grumpy too if I had to be right back to work after a new year. But I don't have to because I follow my bliss and I do what I love. And I'm out here in Dublin, Ireland, talking to all of you. Making plans to go to Belfast, by the way. Tomorrow is Wednesday? Yes. I will be on a bus to Belfast and to create more content for my Instagram page, but also just to explore and discover different parts of this beautiful country. So let's start off with the self. Now, I've drawn a circle here because, oh boy, it's just one of those days, isn't it? So I've drawn a circle to indicate the self. I believe it was Plato who said the soul is a circle, so there you have it. Then the dot in the center represents our self, then there is a line over the top to represent the threshold of consciousness in a human mind. Above that is our ego self, and below that is the shadow self. And the shadow self is that part of ourselves where consciousness exists, but that is the consciousness of the human body, of the biology of the body, that keeps your heart ticking, that keeps you breathing in and out, takes care of all of your functions that you don't have to be consciously aware of and keep track of in order to stay alive. And the shadow self is also that part of ourselves of which we are unaware. You don't know what is down there until you experience it by way of a projection, meaning that there are people that you encounter or events that you encounter, and your reaction to them is a clue of what is in your unconscious and what we're all harboring there, that we started to develop since childhood. So then you have, along with the shadow self, you have the persona and the personae. The persona is Latin for the mask that is worn by an actor. Each society has its wardrobe of persona for you. It's through the persona that one comes into relationship with other human beings, and into the world of nature, your own nature, and your own character. In traditional society, one's persona is kind of a mask that is put on by what the duty is that you seek out in the world. For example, if you are going to be a doctor, lawyer, or Indian chief, there's a certain character that goes along with each of those dynamics, and there's an expectation that goes along with that you learn to incorporate in your own personality. So then below that, I have written the anima animus system. This is the readiness in the male psyche to respond to a female presence. The ideal of woman rests there in the psyche for man. Because the first object for any subject is the mother. Every child is born from the mother and immediately is put on her body to receive nourishment. So the images of a woman for a man are built on that. And the male relationship to the female is based on a very singular ground in which each individual experience will have its own character. For example, in my own life, my relationship to women was always a turbulent one in many cases, because the very first relationship that I ever had of woman was being born to a mother with multiple personality disorder. So consequently, everything I learned about what a woman is supposed to be like was chaotic, and therefore I attracted that into my life. But that also taught me what I was made out of, what was existing in my shadow self, if you will, that was capable of not only understanding that what a turbulent relationship could do for building my own character, but transforming all of the archetypes that I learned about women and letting go of the ones that did not serve me in some way and adopting the ones that built harmonious relationships and attracted more level-headed individuals. So I cannot deny or lament any of the women who have been in my life that have been challenging, because those were all heaven sent. I see that now, and I may have not seen it then, but I have a great appreciation for everyone who did come into my life and evoke a part of my character that was foreign to myself. So let's see. Valerie says, well, nobody's saying anything new. Well, I appreciate that. Hello, Marlene. Welcome, and thank you for watching. Hello to you. Hello, Chastity. Yes. Tina, I am going through the same, learning to embrace all relationships. Well, that's fantastic. Welcome to the club. So, as I mentioned before, here is the persona the mask that we wear, and the animas, which we experience by way of projections. So let's say that I see a female and I am attracted to her. Well, she has received my inner projection of what my mind first learned is attractive about a female. I'll never forget, I was pouring wine for this couple in Paso Robles at a winery, and they were an elderly couple, and he was very kind and endearing with his wife. Hello, Marlene. Hello, April. Welcome. And he pulled out the chair for his lady, and when he ordered for the both of them and said, the lady will have this and I will have that. And very just salt of the earth kind of guy. And I asked, well, how long they been married? And the response was 50 years. And they were in their 80s, I believe. And so he said they never once contemplated divorce. They contemplated murder, but they came from a time that you didn't throw away what wasn't working. You fixed it. And then she looked at him and said, you know, when I think about it, I married my father. And he looked directly back at her and said, and I married my mother. And this is something that I can attest to in my own life, that I've seen or rather have been attracted to my life, women who were very dominating in my life, which they needed to be. There was whatever you are lacking, life is going to throw your way, whether you're ready for it or not. And I was lacking the gumption to stand on my own and be an independent person, because I had grown up under, as the saying goes, my mom's apron strings. So, of course, I had to attract people that were stronger than me. That was the only way to learn. And you can either learn by kicking or screaming the whole way, or you can figure out, okay, what is my relationship to this person and ultimately the world? So, let's see. Long story, less boring. When you are out in the world and you are figuring out what is my course of action for this life, what is it that I want to do with the time that I have, remember that the person you are today is not going to be the person you are 10 years from now. And then 10 years after that, that person's going to change as well. We're constantly evolving. So everything is an opportunity to start anew. And the reason I bring up the unconscious is because I'm inviting each and every one of you to look at your own life, to look at the people who are coming into your life, to look at the content that you're being attracted to, and see, why is this here? And invite yourself to embrace all the things that are unfamiliar to you. If it scares you, then it is probably there to help guide and teach you. Look at this fabulous waterfall. Hello, Leslie Moore. Thank you for watching. So Myself, I am going to go to Belfast, and there's an interesting dynamic here in Ireland where people in the north are not that crazy about people not in the north. And even in the north of Ireland, they're considering leaving the EU. And part of the north is Catholic, part of it is Protestant. And they definitely take their religion quite seriously up there. Whereas down here in Dublin, it's more of a modern society, so sharing some of these lovely flowers with all of you. So they're not as concerned about that. But I will be going to Belfast tomorrow. I believe that's where the Titanic was built. But there's a lot of history, so I'm figuring it out as I go along, and we'll be sharing that with all of you in some capacity. Hello from Australia. Hey, Rachel. Thank you so much for the greeting all the way from down under. Hello. Good morning, Jessica. Thank you for watching. So, yes, I'll be going to Belfast. I also have plans to go to Spain. It's amazing how affordable travel can be when you're not throwing your money to the wind, and really have an idea of what it is you want. And what it is I want for my own career, well, I've started writing again, so that I'm officially a travel blogger. I'm traveling and blogging, putting them together. That's what I am, and that's what I do. And now I'm figuring out how to make a living from that. And I'm in this foreign country as a foreigner working illegally as an illegal immigrant, and it's quite a trip to be an American, having to contend with all of the things that foreigners contend with when they come to our country. This has been a very humbling experience for me, and I'm continuing to grow from it, and I will share that growth with all of you. If you have any questions about what I posted regarding Carl Jung and the unconscious, I recognize that a lot of times my videos are impromptu, that have no script, but I just have an idea in my head that I want to share, and I just share it. Aaron says, good insight. Acknowledging thought and behavior patterns and working on breaking them is hard work, not for the faint of heart. Keep up the good work. Listening from Seattle, Washington. It's 3 a.m. here. Oh, thank you so much for that. Yeah, hey, whatever time it is, you only have, what was the article I put out? 86,400 seconds in a day. So if you translate that into money, consider it that you get $86,400 a day to spend as you want. And I think of it as money because it makes those seconds even more valuable. But the only thing is, at the end of the day, what you have not used up does not carry on to the next day. So you got to make the most of it with what you got. And I'm spending my time with all of you. I appreciate having all of you check in. I appreciate your comments, your likes, your hearts. Thank you, Marlene. I appreciate that comment as well. And with that, I am going to walk with you to share a little bit more of this lovely park before I let you all go off to whatever it is you're doing. But it is my intention to be of motivation and insight and service to all of you in whatever way I can, whether that is getting out there and traveling or starting your own business. It can be done. And I'm going to continue doing it and figuring it out along the way, because I'm a Sagittarius. We we don't need a plan. What's a plan? You just get up and you decide to do something and you do it. And of course there are different personality types, and it does help to plan things out, but whatever personality type you are, just go with it, and know that the life you have planned is waiting for you to give it up so that you can embrace the life that is waiting to be yours. You were in Dublin 16. Oh, right on. I'm in Dublin 11 in beautiful Finglas. It is beautiful. It is 5 a.m. in Texas, my hometown. May God bless your mission. Journey is a good one. Thank you so much for saying that, Jane. I appreciate that. Morning from Oklahoma City. Good morning, Amanda, and thank you for joining. And if y'all want to continue to follow my journey on Instagram, my call sign is at Demetrius74. That's Demetrius 74. And with that, good afternoon, good evening, and Alabama here, good night. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Aloha.